Welcome to this edition of Backstage Pass with Leah Chang. I'm your host, Leah Chang.
Get your story straight at the Chain Film Festival!
Ariel Felix's short film Get Your Story Straight won 2 awards, including Best Actress in a Short for Emy Coligado and Best Comedy Short at the Chain2024 NYC Film Festival in New York on August 4th.
Best Actress in a Short. We had, the actresses this year ran the gamut from some of the most amazing dramatic performances, the most subtle performances, the funniest performances. This particular one, so funny, and yet moments of such just naturalism and realism as the film that was slapstick and hysterical touched on such serious topics and united a family. Chain is a family, and I hope that you all feel that you are all now a part of that family. Obviously, we have some people who have returned. We have some people who are here for the first time. I love to see a family show up and see those families merge. I feel like this woman who I had never met, it became an instant part of my family. Best Actress in a Short goes to Emy Coligado for Get Your Story Straight.
Thank you so much to the Chain Film Festival. Our producers and I have been talking about just how warm and professional and kind you guys are, and just top tier moderating skills, Rick. Thank you so much. And thank you for telling me I play toxic and self-absorbed and crazy. So my mom will finally be proud. So. And thank you, Ariel, Felix, for writing this, for giving me this opportunity, because Filipinos, we just don't get to play toxic and crazy and pill-popping women all the time. So, thank you.
This heartwarming LGBTQ plus dark comedy centers around the Del Rosario siblings, a modern Filipino American family thrown into a surprise reunion whodunit. The film delves into family secrets, spiritual clashes, and the search for identity, offering a fresh and comedic take on the complexities of immigrant family life. Created by an all-Filipino American cast and crew, the film showcases and celebrates the immense talent and creativity within the community.
She doesn't even follow me on Insta.
But it would sort of have to be in this film to mine such big laughs out of murder, family dysfunction, and buried secrets. The winner for Best Comedy Short is Get Your Story Straight.
I want to say on behalf of Myra and Ariel, Felix, again, thank you for just being wonderful. We've enjoyed our time. Thank you.
Emy Coligado plays Janet Del Rosario alongside global Filipina TV and film superstar Princess Punzalan as Jane Del Rosario, Ariel Felix as Jason Del Rosario, Evan DeAngelis as James Del Rosario, and Mark Labella as Bongbong.
Tell everything that you did on the film, Ariel. Just
Okay. My name is Ariel Felix. I wrote and produced, and I was in Get Your Story Straight as an actor as well.
I'm Evan DeAngelis, and I played James Del Rosario, and I was also co-produced.
Hi, my name is Emy Coligado, and I played Janet. That's it.
I'm Paul Martinez, and I produced.
So working with multiple writers and directors, who's ultimately came up with the El Rosario pen?
The Del Rosario.
Del Rosario family. See, this is why I have it written down.
It's okay, yeah. No, it was from me. But yeah, the story was mine. And I wrote the first 4 drafts of it. And I reached out to Myra Aquino, who directed, I'm listed as a co-director, but Myra was the director of this movie. I reached out to her through Instagram, how things done her. Never worked with her, but
You didn't know her at all?
I didn't know her at all, but I knew her work, and she was riding high on a film called Beauty Queen that was doing the circuit, and watched her interviews online. I was like, she is good. Like, I want to work with that girl. Reached out to her. She was like, collaborate in what way? She said. So I sent her the script, and it took her a couple of days to respond back. And we ultimately met for dinner, and the dinner lasted like 4 hours. And she came with notes, questions, and everything, and suggestions. And I was like, listen, I wrote this. I have no ego as a writer. I'd love to collaborate on this with you. And yeah, and several other drafts later, between she and I, we solidified the script. It was.
Was it going back and forth, or did you ever sit down together and write? Or were you like, I'm going to make some changes, pass it, and I'm going to make some changes and pass it?
The latter. Yeah. There were things that I didn't want to give up. She understood that. And ultimately, it was a very, very collaborative effort, even with the editing, when we came to that phase of the post-production.
Well, we should say, I mean, the reason that Ariel was looking for Myra, hear me.
Sorry, producer.
Is that Ariel really wanted to do this with a fully Filipino cast and crew. So sound, gaffer, catering crew, makeup artists, they were all our editors.
Which we have never even had submitted to us before. I mean, this is a first.
That's really great to hear. Hopefully it's not the last.
Hopefully it's not the last. Assembling both cast and crew, was it calling in favors from people that you knew? Like, did you know anything, or was it casting process?
No, I knew who I wanted in it, as far as the actors go, but when it's not even a low budget, it's like a non-budget. So basically, these guys basically worked for free. It was hard, but again, I reached out to them through Instagram. It's so 2024. But I said, we're doing this. It's an all Filipino cast, it's all Filipino crew. I don't know if this has ever been done before. The original title of this was She Done Did It. But I didn't want to offend anybody. And Mike, our DP, whose films have been, showcased in like Sundance, everything, South by Southwest, Tribeca. And he said, we met through Zoom, and he said, I have a thing. I'm filming a commercial, but I'd rather just do She Done Did It. So he came on board, and he brought his crew, and it was important to me because I wanted to tell a Filipino American story told by Filipino Americans, and to put Filipinos on screen as lead characters who aren't necessarily nurses or good karaoke singers, and who speak English. Surprise, right? So I wanted, without an accent or with an accent, whatever, but I wanted that to be represented on screen, but also behind the camera, because there's so much talent there, and I wanted to showcase that as well. And hopefully, this is doing that.
And our editor was nominated like...
Our editor, Ben, he's a 6-time Emmy nominee. And I said, Ben, oh yeah, I love the script, I'm gonna do it. Okay, but just to let you know, you're not gonna get paid.
But that didn't phase anybody. I can't think of one person who, as soon as he said this is going to be an all Filipino cast and crew, people like, when can I get on board?
Princess was right on board.
Princess,
Yeah, she's like fine.
Was it in her contract though that she had to enter in a solo spot with the light behind her?
the president said that.
I want to come back. I actually want to come back to a similar thing, but I want to kind of go around based off of what you had, and I talk about this a lot with even playwrights in our playwriting lab, and but especially in the film festival and in the LGBTQ block. There's a lot of times where we grew up without seeing ourselves on screen, in many different cases, or some of us, you had to die in order to be able to be. If you were going to be on the screen, you weren't going to make it to the final reel. So especially now coming from adding in Filipino into that mix, have you ever seen yourself on screen? And that's for any of you.
I have to think about that. You want to go first?
This says a lot.
It's hard
Yeah.
because a lot of what you see on TV is very stereotypical. It's really weird that I'm saying this, but I just saw a TikTok about Harold and Kumar and how revolutionary Harold and Kumar was because they were just Asian Americans with no stereotypes about that at all. They were just American that happened to be Asian. And I think that's the cool thing about our film is that even though we're Filipino, hopefully everybody that sees this film can see their own family, no matter what background.
My family's on that screen.
Yeah.
Give or take a murder. But.
But you know. But so we premiered in LA just a few days ago on Sunday night, and that was a great reaction that I wasn't expecting because people were coming up to me afterwards and all different demographics, and I put Filipino mannerism. If you know, right? The upside down smile, the pointing with the side eye, all that stuff is in the, and I wanted that to be represented. But people were coming up to me from different demographics and just saying, I saw my family, I saw my dysfunctional family on that screen, so that was really cool.
The dysfunction and then the function.
Yeah.
I mean, it's both are there, and I think that's what we connect to. I'm sorry that Myra's not here, but you might be able to answer it for it. Because going back to the princess's first shot, another thing that in watching it, because we wound up watching these things several times, to really seeing the camera work and how she's framed and how like the two of you are together in a shot a lot. You're very separated. Princess is separated for most of the film. I'm assuming that's all intentional. That she's really telling character stories through her camera.
Yeah, thank you for bringing that up. So, first of all, Myra's shot list. Like Myra, we're shooting for 2 days. We have 2 days, but her shot list was like massive. But her thing was, it was always, Princess's character, Jane, and my character, Jason, we're the two oldest of the four. And so we're always kind of like by ourselves, and we're sort of the ones that were always held up in the pedestal by the parents, first generation immigrants, and a lot of expectations on those two older ones. Where the two younger siblings, they were always together because they're the ones who sort of, their opinions didn't really matter as much, maybe, or their expectations didn't matter as much. But if you notice that when it turns, when the Jason is getting a divorce thing, all of a sudden, like the camera work is like they all flipping, and Jason's like smaller. I don't know if you noticed that.
Yeah,
Those are the things that she was playing with. Yeah, she's pretty genius. Yeah, she's not here. She couldn't make our world premiere in LA because the poor thing is filming a feature film in Guam.
Well, send her our best. Everyone in your crew, please give them just a huge. I mean, it's a fun film. It's an important film, and I think you can hold both those at the same time and be really proud of it.
And we just want to, on behalf of everybody on the cast and crew, thank you for including us. And in Chang. It's a great festival.
Thank you for joining me for this edition of Backstage Pass with Leah Chang. Until next time.